Well, we're moving on to our next focus where Bola Bakare joins us now. He is of the Truth Be Told network and it's got to do with security. Thank you for coming on this morning, first and foremost.
I'm glad to be here.
Trying to get his perspective in terms of everyone pulling their weight because it's our country, our image, it's our young girls are at stake here, and no reason why anyone shouldn't be at the same table about this one. But yes, we've heard Mr. Kiana's perspective in terms of why the local governments may be going about it the way they are. But maybe in addition to that one and beyond, what do you think about all of this and how we're approaching it and what we're currently doing to see that these girls are brought back home?
Thank you very much, my brother. My heart goes to my daughters out there, and on a daily basis, I still feel very bad because I have daughters and I have granddaughters. So basically, it's going to affect the way I come out today. And I believe, holistically, we've been carefree, we've been careless, and we've been reckless. Because when we're talking about our security, we need to call a spade a spade. We need to call, this is a knife, this is a fork, this is a spoon. What we're doing now is we're just having a potpourri of things that are so disjointed and at the same time jointed. We have two insecurities on our hands. We have the TOCs, Trans-International Organized Crime, which is terrorism. We have our own homegrown insecurity, which is the basic everyday insecurity that the police takes care of. But as we speak, we've just kind of jumbled the two together, and then we don't know where we're going. That is where I want to say this, and Truth Be Told wants to say this. Let us look at this thing, this situation on our hands holistically. Let us take care of that homegrown insecurity that was the vehicle for these TOCs. Our own insecurity bred or gave vehicular mobility movement to Boko Haram.
How?
Let me paint you a scenario which goes back about maybe 3-4 years. I'll give you some names. People like Shetima, Alimodu Sharif will remember the names. I'll give you names like Gobi, Fanami, Ngala, Azantom. These were government representatives that were assassinated about 3 years ago by this group that I called then miscreants that were being used politically. When they did those to those people in power, people like you and I never heard about them. We didn't know them. So they felt, well, they haven't made a statement yet. They moved on to the next level. They went for Christians in churches. People now said, wow, it's now a Christian Muslim thing. Oh, they felt they're missing it again. They went for mosque too. People said, well, these guys must be bonkers somehow. And then we didn't even react to it properly. We didn't respond, we didn't react properly. They went further. They hit military personnel. We started noticing them. And they did one thing, which as Africans we don't do. We always revere our monarchs. They went for a monarch too. That shows you they have a grouse, a systemic grouse against the system.
Are they all Nigerians?
What they are is not as good as what they want to achieve.
Yeah, but isn't what they are a pointer, an inkling to how we should start by tackling it? Because
if I want a job done, I can employ anybody because I have the idea of the job I want done. So when I employ you, I tell you, you do this, you do that, and I achieve my aim. That in itself is part of the local content of this insecurity we're talking about. But to move on from where I am, by the time these people started making waves, the TOCs now felt these boys are good to use. They now rode on them. The time they went to the first headquarters, the bomb they went with was a pure IED, local improvised explosive device. It just made a very quiet boom. When they felt they were serious and they could be used, they went to United Nations building and did a bigger job. When they felt they were now good enough, may God forgive them, they did the Yathan. But what I'm saying here is, let us put together all our challenges so that we can be able to look for solutions to them. And that is why, truth be told, with all our network and all our people, we've been able to sit down and come up with what we think, what we know are solutions to this problem we think we have in hand. And I guess we have 3 of them. First and foremost, let me paint you a scenario that happened on the West Coast. In Ghana, when Nigerians were becoming too good, making too much of an incursion into the Ghanaian economy, what did they do to Nigerians? They threw us out, irrespective of the fact that we are all West Africans. That was done. Lately, when the kingpin, a dubious human being, was residing in Republic of Benin and doing injustice to our people, Obasanjo said, Republic of Benin, I want this man here, extradite him because it's creating a lot of insecurity. The Benin Republic said, nope, this man is a VVIP out here. You can't do that to him. What did Obasanjo do? The man said, okay, close my borders. Honestly, there is no border anywhere. There are routes along the Nigeria-Benin Republic that are close to about 50. 25 for customs and 25 for smugglers. They all have equal share of border. So it's as porous as anywhere can be. But when it became a presidential fiat, and it became a national thing, the customs man will probably tell the smuggler, come, this is a case of Nigeria. Stay away for 2 weeks. You're on sabbatical, you're on holidays. And what happened afterwards? When the economy of the Republic of Benin was affected, the man was given to us on a platter of gold.
Maybe we could do the same thing now.
Why not? Hear me out. The thing is, most of the incursions we are getting from Nigerians, Chadians, and Cameroonians is one thing. What happens is, no Chadian, Nigerian, or Cameroonian will come here if he doesn't have a brother or somebody out here. That is his first point of call. His first transit point is somebody of that extraction here in Nigeria. And as such, I'll say one thing. For every good thing, your Bible says when the wicked are being punished, the righteous will partake of it. In simple language, in English language, that is called collateral damage. Honestly, I will tell you one thing. If we say if you are a regularized Nigerian, Chadian, and Cameroonian, a lot of people won't like this. We'll probably get a lot of flack afterwards. And you are not regularized. Let us tell them, for the next 60 days or 90 days, we don't want you here.
Just like that.
My brother, the situation we are in right now needs what is called a cold turkey treatment. You don't cut a cold turkey like that. You chop it.
How do you recognize that? Because the Nigerians, for instance, the looks are practically the same.
I'll tell you, I'll answer you that. I'm a Yoruba man. If you speak Yoruba to me, I'll pigeonhole you. I'll say, oh, you are an Egba man. You are an Ijesha man.
Assuming you don't speak. I mean, you don't look Yoruba, except for the...
You see, there is one thing about language. However good you speak it, there will always be that accent, that underlying accent. There was one of your commentators here some time ago, and I've forgotten his name. He was saying something about these Fulani herdsmen and what have you. The man said, call one of them, and let me speak to him in Fulani, and I will tell you if he's a Fulani man or not. It's easy to identify them. You leave the borders alone. Let our second brigade, not the military this time, our other security outfits, pick people up and say, my friend, who are you? Let the man who is a Hausa man, a Fulani man, or a man from the northeast be able to speak to him. He will know that this man is not a Nigerian. You see, by the time we do that, the transit point that they have when they cross the borders will probably say, oh, it is because of people like you that Nigeria is doing this to me. If we eventually open up the borders, it will not let him come. That is one. One of our solutions to the problem we have on our hands. The second solution we're looking at is on the humanitarian side. The systemic failure that we have in Nigeria brought us to this level. And as such, we are looking at a situation whereby I'm throwing this as a truthful challenge to my president. If we can come up with a lot of monetary demands have been made. If we can come up with about 100 billion and give it to somebody like Kameno, they call him KT, is the Minister for Special Duties, mandate him and the 3 governors to use that fund to call back the soft ones. When I say soft ones, the ones that are part of our homegrown insecurity, that are being pulled into the Boko Haram, into terrorism. If we can do that for them, we are making a good move. Because at the end of the day, some people say, oh, what are you talking about? If you give them money or do this to them, this is what's going to happen. No. What we mean is, tell them that if you bring an AK-47, I'll give you 100,000. Bring in a Dengon, I'll give you 15. Bring in a cylinder that you've already caught that you want to use for an IED, I'll give you X amount.
That's that's like the amnesty thing.
Yes, my brother, history, they say, repeats itself.
But how would you know, they've had this committee trying to negotiate or, have dialogue back and forth for quite a while, and they still haven't seen anybody.
You see, the thing is, the bottom line of most endeavors, if not every endeavor, is money. I hate to run this inference, but it is good to go. When the DSS paraded 5 guys involved with the Inyanya bombing, what did they look like to you? Hungry people who can do anything for 20,000 naira. Little wonder. The 2 kingpins, pew, they're nowhere to be found. So what I'm saying is, those soft ones, let's pick up those soft ones. If anybody can bring his own arm back and say, this is it, I'm repentant, we're moving one step forward. While you're doing that, you're profiling them. And at the same time, I am not averse to what I call seed money. It's seed money they give to some of them. The seed money of saying, okay, what are you doing? What do you do for a living? Here is how the state government can help you. We have a lot of empowerment programs going on in all the states. Extend it to them. And I guess we'll move forward. It is one of the solutions we're looking at. And then when it comes to our girls, we should watch what we say. That's why I created a divide. Military operations is not something for everybody's input because we don't know that much. But this little that we know, let us do it and do it right and leave the rest to the military. We can always advise you're not doing enough. But at the same time, I have a word for the military that is not nice. They've disappointed Nigerians. I have a lot of respect for the military.
Under which circumstance are you saying that?
They lied to us, blatantly lied to us. The poor girls escaped on their own steam. You took that on, inflated the numbers, and told us as Nigerians, we have retrieved 120 girls with all vehemence, with all pride. Whereas it was highfalutin. It is an insult to the military. It is an insult to the discipline that is the military.
Because they accepted their mistake?
It's belated. You don't say it. It's better you keep quiet.
Really?
Honestly,
I thought they're supposed to be telling us the truth. And now they owned up and told us the truth. And then we're vilifying them for speaking the truth.
What truth was it? That they were able to...
They said they were misled.
By who?
They told us the truth.
By Chamberlain. They were misled by Chamberlain.
You didn't read the report. That's what it
No,
means.
you know, let me tell you one thing. It's a little bit of a cock and bull situation. You were misled by who? You're supposed to be the one in the know. They are supposed to tell you and I that we've done this, which they did. When your colleagues, investigative journalists, now came up and said, excuse me, sir, where are the girls? Then it became a situation that was out of the ordinary. So what we're looking at now, my brother, is we need to be truthful with what we're doing and trying to wrap it up. We need to know that our homegrown insecurity is different from terrorism. And as such, I am begging Mr. President, take care of our homegrown insecurity, and I can bet you we're 30% done with Boko Haram.
Bola Bakare is of the Truth Be Told Network. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Always glad to be here.
All right, we're back after this break and see what happens to your comments. Please join us in a moment.